Hello everyone. In the previous class, we have seen uses of analytical chemistry through green chemical procedures. In the other classes, we have seen that other than the conventional methods, we could make use of ball milling process, we could make use of magnetic assisted synthesis, thermal synthesis, sonification reactions. But in those classes, we did not include microwave radiation as one of the alternative methods for synthesis, because this is been emerging as a very new technology in such a way that this is going to assist green chemistry, because lot of the microwave reactions, they take up very less time. One big problem is they do have some byproducts, but they could be analyzed and those byproducts can be utilized for some other reactions. But the major advantage of microwave radiation reaction is they finish up the reactions within 10 to 12 minutes, whereas in conventional synthesis it might have taken some 3 to 4 hours, and they have given almost 70 to 80% of the reaction yield. So in this way, taking this background, let us start with microwave radiation. Microwave radiation is an electromagnetic radiation which is widely used as a source of heating in organic synthesis. So conventionally we would make use of a burner, but instead of that, here we are making use of a microwave radiation. The basic mechanisms observed in microwave assisted synthesis are dipolar polarization and conduction. That means this gives an advantages over non-polar molecules. If there is a presence of a polar atom associated in a molecule, microwave assisted synthesis can be one of the important systems through which we can try to synthesize the final product. Microwave assisted organic synthesis. Now these are said to be MAOS, that is microwave assisted organic synthesis. They have emerged as a new lead in organic synthesis. Now in this picture we can see that there is a microwave onto which we can keep some reaction vessel and then set the timer and we can finish off with the reaction. Coming with some of the examples that we can deal in the microwave radiations are conventionally secondary alcohol making use of chromium oxide, it could be converted to a ketonic system. But here in microwave conditions, secondary alcohol in the presence of pyridinium carbonate, pyridinium chromium carbonate, what they did is in the presence of tetrabutyl ammonium bromide under microwave irradiation, like the solvent DCM, it just took 6 to 8 minutes and it gave an yield of 70 to 99% of the ketone. So in this first example, secondary alcohol in the presence of chromium carbonate or pyridinium chromium chloride in the presence of tetrabutyl ammonium bromide and microwave radiation, there could be conversion of a ketonic system. Second example is when there is an alcohol in the presence of BIFC. Now this is something like fluorescence complementation. That means no doubt microwave radiation is also there, but also there is some amount of fluorescence complementation. That is the radiations which have been utilized so that a fluorescence is achieved. In these two combinations, after running it around 1 to 8 minutes, alcohol could be converted to a respective aldehydic synthesis. Now in this particular system, a diacetate system in the presence of neutral alumina. That is, neutral alumina means instead of making use of a solvent system, they have made use of a neutral alumina base on top of which the starting material has been poured, and then it was microwaved for 40 seconds to get a deprotected diacetate system to get a aldehyde system. In this way, microwave just took 40 seconds for this complete deprotecting system. When there is a ketone in the presence of sodium borohydride and a support, now this support can be a polymeric support, in microwave radiation system, it could be completely reduced to an alcoholic system. Now in all these four systems, we can observe that microwave radiation is being utilized, and the time taken for the completion of the reaction is also less, and there was a very good yield in terms of the final products. Let us continue with the same examples where if there is a presence of a benzene thiol system in the presence of sodium carbonate, glycerol, which is acting as a solvent under microwave conditions for 120 degrees 15 to 30 minutes. Conventionally this might require around 3 hours, but in the presence of a microwave reaction, a dimer is synthesized or a disulfide system is synthesized. The yield is around 80 to 92%, but conventionally the yield was very less. Now this alcohol, which is a secondary alcohol in the presence of copper or cobalt 0.2 mole percent in the presence of TBHP, microwave irradiation between around a temperature of 80 to 130 degrees, 10 to 30 minutes, and then we could achieve a ketonic system. The yield of the reaction was between 65 to 93. One major system that we can observe in this microwave radiations is the temperature was not more than 150 degrees. That means at lower temperature itself the reactions could be carried out. Apart from microwave radiations, that is, we have seen these microwave assisted synthesis where we try to synthesize various final products. But apart from that, we also had seen in the previous classes sonification reaction. That means applying the sound energy to agitate the particles. That means to completely swirl the particles in a sample for various purposes such as extraction of multiple compounds from plants, microalgae and seaweeds. This could be achieved so that many of the components could be completely separated out. Sound energy is also utilized in NMR so that if there is a presence of a component which is not going to dissolve, they would add trifluoroacetic acid and they would keep it in a sonification system so that there is a complete dissolution of the compound. That is one of the applications in analytical chemistry. So what is the amount of ultrasonic frequencies that they utilize? Ultrasonic frequencies more than 20 kilohertz are usually used, leading to the process also being known as ultrasonification, ultrasonication, or ultrasonication reactions. Ultra-sonication reaction. Basically, sound energy has been utilized. The ultrasound frequencies are more than 20 kilohertz. Sonication enables the rapid dispersion of solids, decomposition of organics, including biological components, as well as formation of porous materials and nanostructures. The importance of sonification is there is a dispersion of solids, decomposition of organic compounds. They can be biological compounds or they may be synthetically synthesized compounds, and there may be formation of porous materials. That means if I want to synthesize some kind of porous materials for some polymeric support system, it could be achieved by sonification reaction. Also there can be synthesis of a nanostructures or nanomaterials. Let us look into the examples in which sonication has been used. The first example is saponification. For sonication, the this type of symbol has been utilized. That means they give this symbol if a sound energy has been utilized instead of a conventional system to synthesize any of the product. First example is saponification reaction. In the presence of an ester, in the presence of OH minus and hydrolytic condition under some sound energy, for 60 minutes we could get back an carboxylic acid. How is this happening? Is a soap which is already present in terms of an ester type will be getting converted to a carboxylic system. Now this way sonification reaction has been utilized. This could be also achieved under the conventional synthesis by heating it for a longer period of time so that under hydrolytic condition this ester can be broken down. But here just making use of sound energy for 60 minutes, not at all heating, just agitating in the presence of a sound energy, carboxylic group could be synthesized. Substitution reactions. Now benzyl bromide in the presence of toluene. If there is a presence of a sound energy in the presence of KCN and alumina, that is Al2O3, this is a neutral alumina which is going to act as a support system. In the presence of a sound energy or sonication reaction, we are observing there is a sonification reaction, there is just a substitution, that is Br is replaced by Cn. The yield is said to be 76%. But if I do the same reaction without any sonification reaction, I'll be getting a dimer. Now, if my system is to get a just a substitution reaction, definitely sonication reaction is quite an good example to just remove Br and replace it by Cn. The role of toluene in this particular reaction, where sonification reaction is being taking place or sonication reaction is taking place, is just the substitution. Whereas the same system, toluene, is going to react and it is going to give me a dimer, which is not my target material. So in this way, substitution reactions in the presence of sonication system gives me a better yield in just giving me a substitution and not any type of byproducts. Addition reaction. If I can do a substitution reaction, definitely we can look for addition reaction. If there is a cyclohexenone system in the presence of RBr, that means alkyl bromide, lithium copper 1 diethyl ether in the presence of THF and sonication at 0 degree centigrade, what happens is across this double bond and a carbonyl carbon system, Cu plus is being added, and then there is this intermediate which is formed. Upon the formation of this intermediate, attack of an R minus takes place across this C double bond C. Upon hydrolysis, there is a substitution of this R, giving me a substituted cyclohexanone system. Now this R can be N-butyl system. So long chain butyl system could be introduced in the presence of sonication reaction without even heating the reaction, just at 0 degrees and with the help of sound energy. Oxidations. Now, in the presence of a secondary alcohol, K-monophore, hexane or benzene system. Rather, we can avoid benzene system. Just hexane can be utilized at room temperature under sound energy, that is sonication reaction. It can be converted to a ketonic system. Oxidation can also be achieved by a sonication reaction. One of the named reaction which has been modified in the presence of sonication reaction is Simon-Smith reaction. In this, a long chain ester with an alkene system is present as a starting material. In the presence of zinc and iodomethane at a sonication system at 50 kilohertz, double bond can be converted into a three-membered ring. Now, such type of cyclization would be very difficult under a conventional system because we are trying to synthesize some sterically hindered three-membered ring. But since we are making use of a sonification reaction, we could achieve it in a 91% yield in the presence of iodomethane and sonication system. So these are some of the reaction in which sonication has been utilized. So commonly we can observe that microwave radiation is an alternative for the conventional method of synthesis and sonication reaction. Under microwave condition, one thing is there is a lower temperature, lower time required for the reaction, and making use of some apt amount of catalyst, we could achieve the final product. This is also seen in terms of the catalyst being used as low as 0.2 mole percent, and also there would not be synthesis of byproducts, but if at all the byproducts have been formed, they could be analyzed properly. Also, sonication reactions can also be achieved just making use of a sound energy, and in turn they can give me a proper final product and there would not be any byproduct. Some of the reactions which can be done under sonification reactions are saponification, it can be substitution, addition, oxidation, and one of the named reaction that we discussed under sonication reactions are Simon-Smith reaction. Thank you.